I didn't know what to think.
I know.
It's not the Federer I've been seeing lately. He's been playing so spot on, so great lately.
Yeah, and for as long as I've been playing pool, George, there was one time I played in the U.S. Open where I finished, I believe it was 5th through 8th one time, one year in Virginia. And that year that I finished, I finally got hit with what we call the dreaded the match.
The match.
And the match is the one where everything absolutely goes wrong for you 100%. And you always hope that the match doesn't come when you're on the winner's side, especially when you're that deep into the tournament. And what happened to Federer today was the match.
Yeah. They will come.
And hopefully it'll improve from there. Hopefully you won't have 2 matches like that in one event.
Well, he's going to be able to come around from the other side. And if there was a match to lose, that was the match.
Yeah.
Because he plays one more match and he's back in the final 16, and it's a redraw.
I'm not sure if Omar got the angle that he was looking for here. He's looking at a slightly more difficult cut on the 7 ball. I'm not sure if he can get past that 10. I mean, he might be able to, but he has to be careful with the speed.
Yeah, because the speed here, especially once you get it rolling, it seems to keep rolling, and it could roll right into the pocket because he's pretty much dead straight in. And he really can't cheat it to get up on the top side of the 10.
Oh, he decided to
there you go.
To
That's how you get there. That's why
he has an angle. He has an angle. He's good here.
And that's why there's different players and different ways to play shots.
Yeah, it's preference, right?
Exactly. And it's creativity too. Sometimes you think outside the box, and that one went outside the pocket, but he's gotten a fairly decent roll there, but he's going to find himself behind the 8, I believe.
Either that, or he's going to try to double bank safety, because I mean he could go for the single rail bank, but the problem is if he misses it, he's definitely going to sell out. He has to stop the cue ball position on the 8. I'm not quite sure if he has the angle to, hit it with follow and sneak the cube underneath the 8, because he might double kiss it.
Yeah.
But he might have enough angle where he can cut it just enough to avoid the double kiss and do like a double bank and sneak the cue ball behind the 8.
Yeah. I was thinking he might be able to slide off the left side of it and just kind of squeak by the 8 without moving it and keeping the 7 on the rail. Is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has that angle. You said off the left side of the 8 ball, the 7 ball?
The 7
Yeah,
ball.
I don't think he has the angle to do that, because if I'm looking at it from here.
Oh, okay, you're looking at the table. I'm looking at the big difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Over here, you could tell. Oh, you got to shoot it very quickly, and he shot it very quickly. He said, "Oh, 2 seconds, no problem."
That just proves the point. A friend of mine once told me, he says, the shot clock can make shooters out of guys because they get so close to the time clock, they're undecided, and they just fire away.
Yeah.
And it really makes a shooter out of somebody. That was a great shot.
It really shows you that you actually know what to do and how easy it is to overthink shots.
Oh, it's exactly right.
Very nice. I don't know if he quite got there, but I think he did.
Even if he didn't get behind, he did get behind the 10.
Yeah. It's still a great shot.
He does such a great job. I was so looking forward to his match with Pagulayan because I was hoping that they would get loose and cut up a little bit, and because they're both such entertaining players to watch.
Oh yeah,
they can really be entertaining.
But over here, he didn't want. Well, I don't think he wanted to do that. If anything, he wanted to hit the rail first.
Yeah, to kick
so that way, if the 8 goes near the pocket and bounces back out towards the center, the cue ball at least comes down.
Well, it's still the first game, but there's 3 balls for Oy to close out, and he's got the speed to do this just right. I love the way that the dots on the ball, the triangles on the ball, really show the spin, and you can tell when it's going to just lunge off the rail with English.
Well, looks like Naoki's drawing first blood.
Yep, great job. First game goes to Naoyuki Oy. And Mr. Al Shaheen from Kuwait is on the outside looking in for the first game. Races to 4. It's 2 races to 4. If they tie up, we go to a spot shot shootout. There is a 3-foul rule in effect. 10 balls on the break, and early combos are a win. We are sponsored by Kamui, Alpha Cryptocurrency, Seabirds Billiard Supplies. Go to their websites, look around, see what they have to offer. The Alpha is very new. Seabirds, I've bought equipment from them. I bought one of the best tip shapers in life.
Yeah.
They have a little rectangular one that's
they have great stuff.
Yeah, they have great
site,
stuff online, and it's all online, and they get it to you quick too.
All right, so let's see where that one ball. Let's see if the one ball goes anywhere near the side, because I know when Francisco was breaking earlier in his match against Federer, he was trying to make the one ball on the side, and he kept missing it, but then another ball kept going inside. The one ball just hit the point.
And the 3 ball flew in.
4 rails. I went in 4 rails.
That was the fastest 4 rails I think I've seen a ball go.
And he might have just enough angle here to hit either the 6 dead on or the bottom of it. That's the key here. When you have an angle like this, you have to recognize whether or not you're going to go skim off the top of the 6, the center of the 6, or the bottom of the 6. And as both you and I know, if he's going to hit anywhere near the top of the 6, it's a risky shot because he could end up potentially, unless he hits it with a lot of speed. It's going to elevate a bit over here. He's really good at elevated shots.
He's going to want to hit the speed too. Yeah,
he hits those shots like a dream.
He hits most shots like a dream.
Yeah.
He's the, what is he now? He's 39 years old. He's actually ranked 20th from the pro ranking events from last year. There's a ranking for the players. Have you seen that?
Wow. Yeah. I have.
But he only played 2 events, and he placed 9th in Las Vegas and didn't cash in Ohio.
I'm just saying, when you said he's 39, I said, wow, you know Naoki since he was 19?
Yeah, he's 39 years old.
When he first started playing the U.S. Open, it was over 20 years ago. I used to play against him and Kunihiko Takahashi, who was at that time the #1 player in Japan. And he was, what a hell of a player he was,
I've heard
too.
the name.
Yeah. And a gentleman, too.
Well, so is Oi. I met him for the first time, I believe, 2 years ago. It's going to stay. I met him 2 years at the Predator World 10 Ball when he first came over.
You believe that ball hung up like that?
No, and actually, the shelves don't appear to be that deep, but that one just really laid there, and that's what they do. Sometimes I think there's gravity holding them.
Well, I don't know if he can get away with follow here. Yeah, you definitely have to go rail first there.
You know, there's a now. He didn't come out too good there. But there's a shot that I personally feel is underused. Rail first. Guys draw out of there and they find themselves in trouble. I think the rail first shot is much more predictable once you've worked with it.
That's correct. You have to develop a good feel for it, for sure.
Exactly.
I think he caught the bank shot here, George.
Looks like he's cutting it.
Yeah. See, this is one of my favorite one-pocket shots. That's what I was going to say. It's a one-pocket shot.
Yes, it is. Look at this cue ball.
That's your pocket over there.
You lay it up there and put it in front of the ball. I've seen people do that.
うますぎるだろう。
He hit that really, really great.
I'm just kidding. That's about all I play anymore. I get tired of playing rotation.
これは難しい。
He's made a heck of a safety. Excuse me, guys. Sorry.
ジャンプ使えないし。
He's made a heck of a safety there.
A tough hit right here. If anything, you want to kick this off so that if you have to hit it, you don't have much movement, and there's a good chance that the cue ball stay closer to the 5. You know, the closer you end up with the ball, the less chance you have of making it.
Two rails? Yeah, he bent the ball there.
Yeah, he bent it a little too much here.
Had he caught the front part of the side pocket, he had a chance of hitting it.
ああ、難しいよな、今のは。
I wonder if Omar can make the combination. If not, does he end up with too much of an angle on the 5? No, he can see enough of the 5.
You can see it, and the 6 goes by the 9, doesn't it?
Unless he's going to play in the same pocket.
He might draw around it. Oh.
I think he can make it. I think he's good.
なんか変な出し方してる。出たな。ちょっと危ない感じなんで。
Well, he needs this to
It's going
tie
to stun
things
it.
up.
It's going to stun it out one rail, I think. Yep, that's a shot. I love that shot because once you hit it, you're coming right towards the ball, you're shooting nets.
Line shape.
これはもう大丈夫なのか
He's going to probably shoot the 8 and the 9 in the same pocket, top right-hand pocket. And not that it really matters where the 10 ball is, but I always ask this question. If you get on the 9, if you get positioned on the 9 to the point where you have the option to go 1 rail or 2 rails, like now, to play position on the 10, which would you prefer?
In that particular instance, I like to hit the second rail to slow my cue ball down.
On the same exact way, yep. Now if I'm playing straight pool and I'm playing position for a break shot, I'm coming down 1 rail to stay parallel to that.
You know, what he just did there, you know what I see that from? I see a lot of the players, especially the Europeans, and where to break, we'll be right back. Commercial, sorry guys.
見事じゃ。
And Omar Al-Shaheen, young player, 29-year-old from Kuwait, who ranks 23rd in the pro billiard series rankings. He played 2 events last year. He had a 9th here in Arizona and a 2nd in Las Vegas. The Las Vegas event had 128 players.
Wow.
And it had a very strong field because right after that, 64 of those players played in the Predator World 10 ball. So rather impressive.
Very impressive. And I don't know if you noticed, but he made the 1 ball on the break in the side.
In the side?
He went for it and made it. So seems to be what people are going for on this particular table today. Yes. You know?
2番は難しいけどな。
Because if this was a template, they'd probably all be breaking from the center and not as hard.
What I'm wondering here is if he's considering going between the rail and the 5, or does he have an angle where he knows he's going to hit the left side of the 5 and go off the 5 slowly and play position for the 3. So let's see what he decides here. Looks like he's going to go between the rail and the 5. And he hit it like a dream.
That's very well controlled. I was thinking he might use high English and maybe just bump the 9, but he could end up behind the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have that many balls. You have 4 balls in that area. You don't want to risk it if you have another possibility, you know. And what I also like about that shot is if he misses it, there's a good chance he might leave him behind one of those balls, you know.
Okay. Now here, I'm sure he's going to be going for the 10 ball. But if he doesn't,
no, he's going to go
don't blame him. Go for the run out.
Because the 10 ball, the 10 ball will have to be pretty close. or a lot closer to the pocket for me to consider. Oh, look, the overcut. He's moving. He's moving
Oh.
again. That's the second time that he's moved this match.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, second time that he's moved.
Wow.
You know, during the stroke, you know.
この4番さえ決められてたら
And I teach
も
if you have, let's
終わ
say,
り
for
かなと
example,
思う。ここでミスっちゃった。
for lack of a better example, if you're holding a rifle, pointing it at a target, and you start to move your body forward right as you're about to pull the trigger, you never hit the target.
That's
But that's amazing. That's amazing. Remember I told you yesterday he was struggling a bit, right?
And those are not shots that, well, you know, we all struggle for different reasons.
Yeah.
But
No one's perfect, man.
That's
There's
right,
no
that's
such
right.
thing as a
That's right.
perfect player. You know,
that's
このバン
surprised.
ク。
how many times can you
Surprised.
say? Me, I've only seen Earl Strickland do it maybe 4 or 5 times, and God knows how many other times he's done it in his career.
外れ
But
た
Earl's the
が
only top player that I've ever seen in my career win a tournament.
外れたけど
without missing a
隠れる
single
と。
shot, and I saw him do it like 4 or 5 times.
うまいなアンドセーフ。
I actually played with Earl one time at my house, and he never missed an open shot in like 4 hours.
Yeah, I believe it.
And right afterwards, he says, "I played pretty good, didn't I?" So now that tells you a lot.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. He's hoping I don't know if he called the 4 or the 10, but if he did call the 4, I think he's hoping for a little assist
Assist
from the 10. If by some chance he doesn't hit it perfectly. Did he call the 10 though?
He's gonna want it to go
Oh,
in.
he did call the 10.
He did
Because
call
he
the 10.
raised his hand in disgust.
How can
Oh.
you hit something that good and have it stay there?
Wow.
Big break for Omar.
すごいな今の。
He went right straight to the 5 ball.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it usually doesn't bounce off the way you expected, but it did there.
one
It was
did.
a little short. Yeah.
It looks like the table's biting pretty good now. The rails are. I'm not sure he can avoid missing the 7 ball, so he might as well bump it towards the pocket, right?
Yeah. No, oh, he can definitely avoid it. Yeah, he can hit this with follow. If you hit it with draw, you will hit it dead straight, so that's probably not a bad shot. And that's what he's going to do, yep.
When they're that close, I'd rather do that than try to avoid it and end up, hitting it a little harder and end up in trouble.
No, that's true. And when you're capable of hitting the ball with more speed, chances are you're less likely to end up with a skid.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Those skids usually happen on those real soft shots, close shots. This is a little tester, not much, but a little tester, cutting in the side pocket.
But Omar has come into his own ever since he finished second in the World Championship. He's just been in a whole different level.
Yeah, I met Omar. This will be 2-1, and he'll be breaking the balls. I met Omar in Phoenix at Freezers when they first opened Freezers in that California swing.
Top boss?
Yeah. And that was his first time out here, and his game has really developed since then. He was looking good there. You could see he was a promising prospect, and the promise has come to fruition. There's Abdullah Al Youssef, and is that Bader Al Dawaldi with him?
Yeah, I call him Darth Vader.
Darth Bader.
Yeah, he loves it.
I talked to him. Yes, I talked to both of them
Yeah.
actually a little bit because I usually introduce myself to the players when I really haven't met them yet, so I can get a little background on them. And they were both kind of nice, rather nice actually.
Yeah, good people.
Yep.
And great players too. Yeah.
They, the first time I saw them, which was right here last year, they played here, and they've stepped it up.
Oh yeah,
Being here, they've stepped it up big time. They're playing very well. They both looked really good at Turning Stone. You were there for that, weren't you?
No, I was not in
Turning Stone,
Stone, not this
That's
time.
right. You're in Florida now.
I'm in Florida, yeah.
これはチャンスじゃないか
These New York people, they always try to find warmer climates.
Yeah. And you have Mohammed Al-Ben-Chali, not exactly sure how
3から4とか難し
you
いの
pronounce
か
his
な
name, but I'll ask him when I see him. But if you're listening, buddy,
7番が
I
邪魔
will
だもん
probably
ね
hear, supporting Omar, and I'm pretty sure we look forward to seeing him in Wisconsin. He's going to be in Wisconsin, so I've been communicating with him back and forth a bit lately.
Now, due to the way these slides, is he going to stun over for this ball? Yeah,
he's going to stun
he's
over.
gonna
The
stun
question
right over.
is, is he going to try to go as close to the point of the side
No,
pocket as
3から4
possible? Not that close to play the 4
ある
in
の
the
かな
corner. Yeah, why not? Because if he overhits it, he can play the 4 in the side.
Yeah, I actually like
So,
that,
you know.
and that's usually what happens. They catch the point
Oh,
just
he
like
did get
this.
close. That's the only thing that I didn't see, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't trying to get close, because when you get that close, you risk that, right?
Yes.
乗った
He had a 2-for-1 sale and almost blew it. Right?
See, personally, when I'm playing,
また4番で外れ
this
る
is
のか
why I
な
look for this. Is I catch that point
さ
all
っ
the
き
time. and I get mad
2
at
回
myself.
も4番
And then
外
I
し
just
て
have to tell myself,
鬼門だ
well,
な
make
鬼門
sure you either get in front or you come, parallel to the rail.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're doing that, usually your speed gets off. But like you said, he could run by it and play it in the side.
Right. Let's see if he's going to run into that 7 or if he's able to avoid it. That's going to be the key for this. See?
He's going to lose the cue ball,
Yep.
looks like.
Wow.
Always had a little bit of problems with the cue ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You want to say that you look at that and you think it's unfortunate.
どう
It's
すん
just like
ど
you
うすん
said,
だこ
if
れ
he runs into the 7, there can be trouble.
どうむずいだ
And
ろうこ
trouble
れ
there was. This is,
Well,
to me,
that
this is a
shot that he
practice
just
shot.
shot is
Vamos
actually
aí,
a common
né?
scratch shot, a
Mhm.
straight pull.
This is a shot that I practice all the time. To me, this is one of the hardest shots in pool.
Yeah,
see.
it is
Exactly why.
It is one of the hardest shots in pool. I was practicing it maybe like 50 times straight at the South Lake Billiard Academy in Florida, where I play out of, and it was torture, but I kept doing it over and over because I know I have to get it to a point where I feel comfortable with it, because that's the only way. You're going to want to risk shooting the shot in competition,
いやなんか
If I
見せ
had
る
one
気
guy
しね
to
えな
shoot
こ
that
れ
shot for me,
でも
I'd
これちょっと
ask,
熱いから
Bert Master to shoot.
難
Have
し
you
い
ever seen
か
his video? 60-minute workout? He hits that ball
直引き
inside of the pocket. But it's on a bar table.
いいって
Hit that great. Well, funny thing about
こ
Bird
れ
is
も
I
熱い
flew
よ
to
ね
Chicago
まあでも引け
many
ば
years ago, so he could give me a
大丈夫
lesson
か
in breaking. And after about 7 hours, I still couldn't break the balls the way
大体
he
いいとこ
wanted
に出
me
る
to,
か
and the way I
引いとけ
wanted
ば
to. But since I was only there for a day, I'm there 7 hours, and I said, "Are we gonna eat soon?"
ああ終
And he
わったな
looks
こ
at
れ
me. He says, "You're lucky
Good,
you're only
yeah.
staying here one day. If you were here longer, I wouldn't feed you until you got this right."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He's a pretty funny guy. Well, there's a big turnaround there, right?
We're
He's
going to
now
take a
Omar
break.
gets on.
Yeah,
う
we're going
ね
to take a break after this 10 ball.
Mhm.
And we are back with 3-1 lead for Omar Al Shaheen. Breaking in this race to 4 for the first set of 2 races to 4.
Wow, he hit those fantastic. But look at the cue ball. Look at the cue ball.
Oh my.
It's amazing how you just mishit it just by a little bit.
And it finds a pocket, and nothing touched it.
Yeah.
It travels straight to the pocket.
It took a little dip. It took a little dip to the side pocket.
Well, you know, sometimes when you're down 3-1, someone will provide, and you'll have an opportunity, and they don't come better than this. You come back for the 3-9 combo?
Oh, absolutely. See, because if you shoot the 3-9 combo now at the end of the rack, all you have to do is shoot a stop shot on the 8 to get to the 10. You know, assuming you get straight
you
on
straight
it.
pool players. I know how you work.
Yeah.
That's your key
We try
shot
to
for
make
the
it as
break.
easy
That's
as
right.
possible,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. And then he hit that with just in case speed, just in case he
That's
happened to
right.
make the 3. He still has position on the 5, so that's
I
very
like that
smart.
just in case speed.
Yeah, that's what I've always called it, just in case speed. This is a little bit deep in the pocket. He has to be a little careful not to lose a cue ball here. So he doesn't want to draw it too much. Nice, very nice. I like the fact that he doesn't have a big angle because it makes it easier to hold the cue ball for the 6.
Oh yeah, he just holds it right towards the center of the pocket, center of the table. Center
Yeah,
of,
that doesn't.
I hope that didn't. Oh,
Yep.
no.
He doesn't have to worry about you know, ending up behind the 7 either. You know. And they both play fast when they're on. When they're on, they're very fast players.
Most great players do. They get in a rhythm. I think in one of the matches earlier, I was talking to Mark White, and I said if players could play like they practice, this game would be awesome.
Yeah,
this game would be awesome.
And this is what I was talking about earlier by getting rid of that 9 ball early in the rack. Now he has easy position, 8 to the 10.
Exactly. Because coming out of those corner pockets like that when it's real tight,
Yeah.
you don't get where you want to all the time. It's tricky. Closes the gap, 3-2 or 2-3. Both players doing a good job of helping John Lehman rack the balls with that nice and new Predator rack. You're looking at the new Predator one-piece slate tables, Predator cloth, Predator arena lights, which you'll get a great view of on the balls. The reflection from the lights, when they get a close-up of the balls, you'll see all the lights, a 9-foot one and 6, 7-foot table lights all around this table to light up the whole arena.
I love this view. This has always been my favorite view of the table.
Overhead?
Yeah. The overhead has always been my favorite view of the table because I feel like it allows you to see everything.
I actually like some of the views. These guys do a great job with the camera. They, they give you the side views, and sometimes they come down to the side. Tim does a great job of doing that. That's my neighbor.
Oh. What is he if the one goes on the side? Nope. Went right above it again. And he came up dry too.
Came up dry and no shot on the one, so you'll probably push. Where do you push here?
Well, you know, I always say when I push, I want to leave it at an angle where if they have an offensive shot, it's almost impossible to play position for the next shot.
Okay.
Or for the next ball. And if not, you know, a kick shot, something with, you know, over here, I don't think a kick shot is applicable. So I would probably leave it like slightly past where the 3 is, even with super long, tough cut shot. So he decided to leave it there, and the reason why I don't like that is because it's too easy to put your opponent behind the 6. You don't want to give your opponent a gimme save, you know?
I actually like this kick shot.
Yeah. Well,
he's got a full ball, but I actually like this kick shot.
Well, oh, you mean to kick it in?
Kick it in and make it, yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not.
Well,
I'm
crazy.
I'm
crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take no risk type of player.
I'm very risky. This is why I don't play pro pool.
Yeah. You know, the race to 4, I didn't pay money to come here to give it
That's
away.
right.
I wanted my opponent to earn it.
This is why I play at home, you know. But
you know, he has a chance to not only put him behind the 6, but place the 1 ball in front of the 2 and the 3. You know. That way, just in case he doesn't get behind the ball, he still has a little blocker there, right?
What a nice shot he made with that 6 ball.
Yeah, he might be able to get over that though. Might have hit just a little too hard.
見えてない
To the
の
point where he was unable to utilize it, the 2 and 3 as blockers. So Don't be surprised if Omar makes this. He's really good at jump shots too.
Is he? Yeah, he is jumping. Well, he's only jumping a quarter of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's one thing to jump, but it's another to make the ball, right?
Yes.
And you know, one of the biggest mistakes players make, two big mistakes when they're jumping, is they either drop their shoulder as they're about to stroke the ball, or they start moving their head before they strike the
まあ
ball.
相手がうまいのか。難しいな、
That's
これ。
good. That's actually very good for the listeners out there, especially the ones that are learning to jump or jump and are having problems making the ball. Because a lot of
空中戦になっ
times
た。
you jump, and you just told me something that's very important, is if you're moving or dropping your shoulder, that means the Q-tip is moving to one side or the other off center.
That's correct.
So now when the ball hits the ground, hits the table,
これ、
off the
これ
jump,
これ。
you get it up in the air. And when it hits
Miss
the
the mark.
table, it's going to the side immediately. So, for all you guys out there, that was a great piece
う
of
ー、隠れ
advice.
んかった。
Tony Robles.
Over here, I think you have to use the 9, 2, and 3 as a possible blocker. You know, unless you really feel good about cutting it and running into the 8, which is not really
まあこれ
bad.
でも入れも
You know,
難し
if
い
that's what
し、
he decides to do, you have to make sure that you don't tie up the 8 with the 6 or the 4.
Okay.
どうかな。
He went for it, and
うまい。
it worked out for
う
him.
まいが、
He didn't tie up the 8 with the 6 and the 4, but by hitting it on that side, he made it a little more difficult for
う
himself.
まいが難しい。
Very low percentage
かなり。
shot coming up. Now, you know, in looking at that one ball just before he shot it, would you even consider going on the right side of it, going 2 rails behind the 4?
You mean going in between the 8 and the 6?
No. Coming around, wrapping out of the corner and coming up here.
Maybe, yeah. If the angle is right,
Yeah,
I would
the-
consider
yeah.
it. The angle
looked
has to
pretty
be
good.
correct.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
angle looked
チャンス来たが。
to me.
まあでも、
But I was just afraid that if it did that, it
ちょい
would
むず
be
や
down
な。
over here on the left
Yeah.
and leave it over here.
Well, this is getting interesting.
まあ
George,
ちょいむず
because,
ぐらいは
you know,
大丈夫でしょう。
like you said, it's a very low percentage shot that he
ね
just missed.
大丈夫なんですよね。
Opened up the table, left Hoy an opportunity to tie it to Hill for
Yeah,
the first set.
and a wide open table at that.
Still has to get pretty decent on the 5
これも2クッションで出すのかな。
in order to come back for the 6, though. So he's
単
still
調。
got a little bit of work to
単
do,
調。
a little bit.
See, what I look at when I see this layout is the center of the table is your friend. If you're there every shot, you win the game. And of course,
そう。
the guy that
うん、
instructed you
2クッション。
for a canister
結構いいとこじゃない
drives that home.
Yeah.
これ
Oh,
1
yeah.
か2。
Oh no, he's one of the he has some of the best instructional videos I think
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever seen.
単クッショ
I
ン。
like that 60-minute workout. I used to do that on a 9-foot table, not the
1
bar
クッション
table.
かな
I just got
単
the
クッショ
bar.
ン、1クッション。
I lived it, you know.
I had it on VHS.
Well, that's the same here. I
Yeah.
had 2 of them, and,
Yeah.
and to tell you the truth, there were some aspiring players that I knew, and hey, can you give me here? I'll borrow this tape. Get it
One
back to me.
cushion.
I never saw them again.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened on my kung fu
ちょっ
collection.
となんか、あ
I
で
had a
も、
lot of martial arts. I had a
キュッと
collection
引
of
けば
over 300 films.
キュッと引いて
But
1
look,
クッ
let's
ション。
talk about the center of the table again. This is
Yes.
a perfect example, right? Can you
ああ、
little
薄い
short
か
Yes.
there, but you know, he's a butcher. He loves to slice it
もう
in.
一転がり
He
欲し
does.
い
He
な。
does cut balls down the rail very, very well, exceptionally well.
Yeah.
でもこのぐらいは大丈夫か。
There we go.
おい、
Hit it like a dream.
うまい。もう大丈夫じゃないの ?8 番は簡単
This
なと
is
こ。
dangerous. When he was playing Alex Pagulayan, he came back and ran the last 2 racks.
Yeah. Yeah.
3対3、ヒルヒ
Over
ル
here,
か
he。just has to roll it nice and softly. See, I'd rather roll that ball.
Than draw it?
See, yeah, because if you just come short or overdraw it, it's always a
完璧だ。
possibility that you could do that. And that's
次の
unnecessary cue
ブレイクが
ball.
決ま
My
れば
coach used to call that
勝てる。
unnecessary heavy lifting.
Okay.
You know, if you just rolled it, you had a natural angle. Look how close he is to the 10. You had a natural angle
To follow.
right towards the 9 to the same pocket as the 10.
We'll go to break and bring you the next
ナイ
game.
ス。
Musad Alawaldi
ブレイク大事だ
and
な。
Naoki Oi to break the balls. We're tied at 3 at a race to 4.
And
And
he's
this,
been trying to make that one ball on the side. He keeps hitting the one ball right above the side pocket.
oh boy.
I mean, he does it again.
And it went again. Now, do you think
Oh,
that's
scratched.
and
Scratched.
did he do that before? Or it was Omar that scratched that way?
Yeah.
That was Omar that scratched that same way.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a big mistake there. Big
What a-
it's
mistake.
funny.
Ayakda.
You get in position to break the balls, and all you're thinking is, don't scratch, break and run. Don't
He's going
scratch,
to go for the
break and run.
combination.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. But he has ball in hand.
Yeah. Quick game. Could be very quick. Did he change his mind?
No, he's
Or
pretty sure he called it.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna. Or did he forget to call it? I wonder if he didn't call it and went ahead and shot it. Well, they said obvious shots you don't have to call.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think there'd be penalty runs.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh, he missed it. He
Even
missed
with
it.
ball in hand, these combos when they're what was
Yeah.
that, a foot and a half apart?
Yeah.
They're hard, you don't have to make them. Here's one.
It's like we said, it's a player preference. I'm not as comfortable with that combination shot. He would ball in hand some play unless it's dead straight. I'm not going to go for it.
Right.
Because if it's a runnable table, I'm going to go for the run out.
Okay, I totally understand that. What I saw in him deciding to go for that shot was the one ball's going to come to the center of the table on the bottom where it is now, and I don't have to leave a shot.
Look how good he hit that. He hit that really well.
うめえ。どんなコントロールや。
Yeah, I like this kick shot instead of the jump shot. There's players that'll try to jump that. I think Federer jumps this ball and tries to make it one rail in the bottom left-hand corner. Who do you consider one of the best jumpers around?
Federer's
Federer?
one of
Yeah,
them for sure.
I think
Most
so.
of the pros consider him the best. And but you can't leave the Cole brothers out of that either. Cole brothers are incredible.
You know, it's sorry that this COVID has not let them come over.
Yeah, I
here.
know. It's a real shame.
They
because
are
have
sorely missed over here.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those guys.
And you know who's a hell of a jumper that he rarely misses a jump shot too? Kailan Su. He's also a top Taiwanese player. Plays same level as the Cole brothers, in my opinion.
What?
Kailan Su is incredible jump shot. And Patrick Chang. They have so many great players over there.
Is there there's one of my favorite players. I just love watching him around the table, how he moves the cue ball, is Yun Lung Cheng.
Yeah, he's a fantastic
so,
player.
He's
He's
a
a tall one,
pattern
right?
game. Huh?
The tall one. Right?
No, he's
Oh,
about our height.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's Patrick Chang. Yeah.
Patrick Chang?
I think that might be Patrick Chang.
Okay, he's kind of older.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s, maybe
mhm.
even close
Yep.
to 50. Yeah.
Yep.
He is, wow.
He has a great cue ball.
Wow, is all I have to say to that man.
うまい。
Nice shot there by Naoki. Under the gun, you know. Not easy to draw it back where he did. And make the shot, in a situation like this. Now he has to just slide it over a bit. Don't want too much angle in the 3-ball because you don't want to risk, having to contend with the side pocket scratch or coming off the 6 and scratching in the side pocket.
うまい。
I like
A
that
little more
stun
than
shot. I like that little stun
こ
shot.
4番をどうするんだろうな。
I know, but I think he
Yeah,
needed
a
to
little
get-
further over, you could get
サイドにあるのかな。
4.
Yeah, see, that's it. No, you see, he's just pointing. He's going to have to go in between the 6 and the side pocket. He doesn't have a choice.
It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go 3 rails?
No, what I would
It won't
do
bite,
here,
will it?
what I would do here is I would hit it with low right and intentionally run into the bottom of the 6 or
and
the
slide.
10 very softly because once you hit either or, you're going to go down table.
Mm-hmm.
あ
See, he missed it because of
ら
that. You see that?
Oh boy.
結構外
But
した。
this is, and I'll say this to the dad, this is why straight pool knowledge is so
あらら
important.
ららら。
Those balls are lined up in a way where you can hit either or.
難しかっ
As
た
long as you don't hit
な。
the top of the 6, yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if you hit it with just enough, he had the angle to do that.
Yep.
やっぱ4番意識すると
Playing
難しいの
position
か
off of a
な。
bump.
Look, he overhit that, but luckily
He's
for
gonna,
him,
he's
he
gonna
hit
hit
the
the
9.
9, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
guess
wow.
what? He still got it.
I think he still has it there. I think he's fine here. Because he just enough to make it. I don't know if he can hold the cue ball there, but even if he can hold the cue ball there, 2 rails isn't a bad option here because you're coming right towards the 5.
やっぱ相手の方がちょっとロールがいいな。
Oh, he just hit it much further than
I
that.
never thought of doing that. I would have gone the 2 rails, like you said, to the top and over.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he shot it that way because he could hit the ball much further than he thought.
Gotcha.
So that's the only reason why he shot it that way.
Omar's left eye dominant?
Yeah, you just saw that, huh?
Yeah, I just saw that. I hadn't really noticed. He's looking right down the shot, and I'm watching him look at it with the left eye.
これはもうイージーじゃないか。
Well, there was a big back and forth here, huh? And some unexpected misses, but
Well,
it's still in Hill.
To tell you the truth, Oi won the first game. Omar rattled off 3, and then Oi won 2, and here he comes with the 4th and final game of the set. We'll be back with the second set right after this 10 ball and the break. Oh, no, we won't. We're going to stick around, folks, and we're going to talk to you some more.
取られたが、
I want to thank
1セッ
everyone
ト
in
目
the
は
chat room for participating in the chat and for tuning in, and everyone else who decided to tune in for support. This is a big deal for us to have Predator come up with a tour like this and join forces with CSI. The CSI has been instrumental in helping Predator put all of this together, and I can't thank Ozzy Reynolds, Amy, and Karim, enough for the efforts in here. And the Predator team, I think the people that work, behind the scenes, deserve the credit too, and I don't think they can get enough of it.
Well, it is a great blend because this brings, all right, Predator sells equipment, and they sponsor players to get their equipment out there. CSI has leagues, huge leagues, so they bring their customers to meld with the pros all together, and it's just such a great blend with now Yuki Oi breaking the balls in the second set. Look at that cue ball, had so much follow on it. It was pushed and still came forward, and he's not going to have a shot. Yes, he is. He can see the 1. He's probably going to bring that cue ball back in the area where it's in now.
See, if you see that the 1 is keeps going above the side pocket like that, you should cut it a bit.
You cut it a little more?
Yeah, you cut
Instead
it
of taking a little speed off?
Yeah, well, you can do that too, but you don't want to sell out by taking too much speed out. You want to move the balls as much as you can. It all depends on the table you're playing. How the table's playing. That was a very nice shot there by Omar. And forcing Naoki to possibly kick. To jump, because kick, I'm not sure about the kick.
Can you spin it enough off the head rail is the question.
Yeah,
no, I don't think
he might be able to if he curves it a bit around the 9, but then he has to take some speed off in order to curve it, So, the kick shot is tricky because if you're going directly for the 1, that's fine, but if you're going for the second rail, there's always that chance that you might come off the second rail and scratch.
Oh, he's going kick all the way to.
You see, try to hit the edge of it. Wow, he missed it just by a little.
Just if there was a card in between, he would have made that ball.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good shot. But unfortunately, a millimeter away.
He wants to get straight on this or on the other side.
How do you feel about, playing position for side pockets? I'm kind of leery of it because, if you don't get just right, you have to run your cue ball.
I'm a straight pool player, so, when you
use those for break shots sometimes.
Mostly 4 pockets when you're playing straight pool, you become very comfortable with them.
Yes. I love straight pool. It was my favorite game until I turned about 2021 and discovered 9-ball. And
this is a little tester here. This is a speed shot right here. You have to hit it just the right speed. You overhit it, you're done, and you're in trouble. If you underhit it, you're in trouble. You hit that great.
I like the way he played up instead of straight back.
Yeah.
Because straight back gets more, especially on this responsive cloth, would probably caught more.
Well, I think the advantage he had there is that he had an angle to begin with. If he would have been straight, it would have been a little tougher. He would have had to be more precise with speed, right?
Correct. Omar wins the first set, and he's looking good here.
Yeah. Well, what I loved about the 4-ball shot is that he makes sure he hit it with enough speed so that he doesn't end up on top of the 6.
Okay.
So even if he ends up with a slightly more difficult shot in the 5, that's okay, as long as he doesn't have to shoot over Mount Everest.
Gotcha. Yeah, as long as you have Mount Everest and treetop and all those.
Yeah. I want to give a little shout out to our partner in crime, Mark White. He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. You guys all have that English accent soon, with all his lovely words. He's a good guy. He is really.
He really is. He's awesome.
And he is a Class A pool fanatic.
Oh yeah.
Mine now.
And he's a rapper. He's a poet and he knows
Two-piece
it.
cue.
See, he's starting to really feel the groove now. See, he's getting down his shot before the cue ball even stops. That's when you can tell someone's feeling it, you know? We'll be back.
Back in set number 2.
So interesting. He's going to the center of the table now, right?
Well, that means he's playing 2 balls behind the 1 to the side. And then what? The 7-ball was going.
And the 2-ball was going 4 rails. It's like all of a sudden there are haters around, right?
But then look at the 6. The last rolling ball blocked it.
Yep. That's what we call the last minute entry. I hate those last minute entries, right? That's what I love about Naoki. You know, he says, hey, this is the position I'm in. Let's do the best that we have with what we have in front of us, you know? And that's what the elite players do.
Yes. They don't get upset. They don't get mad because, oh, look at the roll this guy just got. There's none of that. They just, okay, this is cool. This has only happened 3,000 times before. Yeah, no, you're very, very right. He's banking the ball. And here's a 1-pocket shot for you.
Did it good. Let him see it a bit, though. And the 7 is dead.
Was he calling it just in case, I think, the way he banked that? He wasn't really going for it.
He has to hit, like, you know, slightly top of the 10 ball.
Yeah, to throw the 7 in.
Mm-hmm. More importantly, he has to manage the 1 ball.
You can shoot this soft. He's not
So
shooting
he's
it
going to
soft.
try to get the one ball to bank 3 rails and back as long as he... Oh, he missed it. He was trying to bank the one ball to come back down the table. You know, 3 rails as long as he... Around the 6. He was working around the 6.
むずいな。
Again, it looks like he's not giving him a full ball. It's funny, sometimes you'll go shots in a row like that for a couple games, and all of a sudden it just turns around and they leave everything, if they miss. And that young man in the chair over there on your left doesn't miss very often.
Very nice. I mean, he hits those elevated shots like a dream.
He's so pure with the stroke. You know, it's just, well, we'll get a good angle here of the stroke and get to watch it. See how straight he is with it, and his alignment. Will he go right across the top of that 10? With medium speed, he could get shape for the side.
He can, and he just has to make sure. I think you can also shoot a combination with a 5 or something. You might want to just go straight for the 3 ball. That's a shot right there. He hit that great.
Oh, and it goes in the corner too. Okay.
He overhit it. He overhit it. He overhit it. Overhit it.
出すぎた。
He's getting some good English. This cloth is very responsive.
Yeah.
The bed cloth is very responsive. Now, as I understand it, when they move these one-piece slate tables to the next tournament, they will change the bed cloth and they will leave the rail cloth.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, cue ball.
Wow.
So the rail cloth will break in, grab, won't slide as much, and your bed cloth will be nice and slick, brand new cloth.
Yeah. See, now he can do one of two things. He can get down, play position on the 4, or shoot the combo right now and send the cue ball by the center of the table and leave the 3, you know, by the pocket, you know. Could also do that. I kind of like that one because he has to get absolutely perfect on the 4 in order to make sure that he breaks it. If he doesn't get perfect, then, you know, he's in trouble. And I think he might have hit it
pretty
just
close. Yep,
enough.
Just enough.
He just has to make sure that he hits a 10 at least dead square. Because he doesn't want the cue ball to hit the bottom of the 10 and then end up going beneath. That's it. That's it right there. He's good in the clear. This is a golden opportunity for Omar here to go ahead 2-0. Now, I don't think he wanted to end up on the rail there the way he did.
And straight in.
Oh, he had an angle.
Okay. That's the one thing about sitting back here and looking at the monitor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now he's looking good for that 2-game lead you spoke of.
Yeah. Play the same position for the same pocket here. That's what I would do. Like I said, he's feeling it. That's why he's shooting faster. When he's feeling it, he's in dead stroke, he starts shooting faster.
Rhythm. You get a rhythm going.
But notice, even though he's shooting faster, he still takes just enough time to go behind the cue ball, line up his body, and step into it.
Sure.
He doesn't approach it from the side. And for people don't understand, when you approach it from the side, a lot of times you don't end up lining up your body properly to the shot, and you end up overcutting it or whatever, you know, missing
Right. Totally understand. You'll watch a lot of it. Well, Shane's a great example of that. Every time you watch him, how he steps into the shot before. I've pointed it out several times with a lot of the European players. Well, and every one of them has a Fargo over 800. You know, they're lining up. Their pre-shot routine is Gorst. Great example.
Tyler.
Tyler. Well, I've always said you watch Tyler and you watch Gorst, and if you can pattern your game, do it after those guys. Me, I'm going to do it after Yulan Chang.
Yeah.
But it's just there's just so much to be said for that. And you do your aiming when you're standing up. Once you bend over, your aiming is pretty much done.
Well, let's see how he does here. He's breaking from the center again. Let's see if the 7 is stopped again.
Stopped against the 6-5 this
Or
time.
the 6. The 6-5 is what I meant.
5 ball went straight towards the pocket.
And that 4 ball.
The 4 balls, 4 rails. That's usually the balls.
Well,
wow,
if there's a time, Naoki, now is the time.
Yeah. Now on that break, it's a classic 10-ball break. You're playing the
ブレ
two
イク
balls
難
behind
しそうだな
the spot, and then the corner ball's 4 rails.
Mhm.
Now, the ball on the right, the 5 ball, went high. To get that ball down lower from that spot, you hit it softer or harder?
Say that again.
The balls behind the spot that you're playing, if they
Mhm.
go high, do you now hit the rack softer or harder?
I think the harder you hit it, the more likely you are to bring the ball above the spot because you
Okay.
have the
So
weight of
it's
the
just-
rack.
it
You
takes
have the
just the
weight of
hair
the
off?
rack pushing the balls
Gotcha.
up. It's kind of like, you know how you know how when people ask me the difference between a 9-ball break and a 10-ball break, this is what I do. I say, "Where do you break from?" I said, "I break from the center of the table, slightly past the spot. I rack a diamond shape, 9 balls, and when they break, the 2 second balls behind the 2 balls behind the 9 hit by the first diamond.
Okay.
They never come near the
So
side
it's the weight
pocket.
of the back rack that pushes them up. Okay,
Exactly.
gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So now, if you do the same thing, just because you're adding that 1 extra ball, but now it's actually a row of 4 balls as opposed to
back.
1 ball in the back. Boom! Now they're going
Gotcha.
towards the side pocket.
That explains a lot. And see, those I forget. I was told on a couple of occasions. You know, if you're going underneath the pocket, if you're going short, hit them harder. If you're going high, hit them softer. And I couldn't remember which was which.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes even if you hit it softer, you know, it all depends on the equipment. You know, sometimes you have to place the cue ball in different areas. You know, either closer or further away, and then see how the table's breaking before so that you can determine that. You know.
Okay. And also the rack, of course.
Mhm.
And usually with triangle racks, your rack is in solid as
Yeah,
a.
it's very tough to predict
it's a
because especially
template
if you're not allowed to see the
to
rack.
check it. Yeah. Now, this is for all the viewers out there. When you go down and check the rack, you look for gaps and you look for like 3 balls that are all touching, and when they're all touching, you break on that side. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. If you're doing a 9-ball rack,
Right.
You're doing a 9-ball rack. And
That's
the
what they're
reason
checking
why the corner ball goes in with a magic rack
Mm-hmm.
is because when you're breaking from the corner and you hit the 1 ball, the one is going to hit the second and the third ball so full that it's going to move that line, right? The 9 ball and the ball underneath the 9, right before the other ball, the other corner ball, or the corner ball that you're trying to pocket moves.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's
So you're actually modifying the 90-degree angle going towards the pocket because it's usually aiming right by or slightly past the first diamond, nearest to the bottom pocket. So when you're hitting it, these 3 balls move the 9 ball before this ball touches that ball. You see?
Gotcha. Yes.
Before it touches the bottom ball.
I got you. And the 3 balls he was referring to was like the way they're lined up right now, the 1, 4, 6.
Yeah, the 1, 4,
Or the
6.
1,
When
5.
you're breaking from the
Yeah.
corner, you're hitting him so dead. But look how little the 5 ball, the 1's hitting. Look how little the 4,
Yeah.
the 10's hitting.
All the
So
energy is
that's-
focused over there. That's why you want those 3 touching.
Exactly. So you're going to have all of these move that 10 ball, move that 7 ball a little lower before the 3 goes and hits it.
Guys, if you can visualize what we're saying, and I don't think you can, but if you can, because we're not pointing at the balls,
Yeah, we don't have
you
a little
just learned a
doodle.
lot about breaking.
You don't have the
You
little
just learned a
doodle
lot.
scribble thing. Oh, he made the 1. Look, he made
And
the
the
1.
5.
Right? But notice what he did. He hit the 1 ball slightly to the opposite side, to the right-hand side.
Okay.
And that made it, he should pay attention to that feedback and try to duplicate that,
Okay.
right?
So he hit it kind of high, in other words,
Mhm.
and he almost had it, instead of bouncing straight back off the rack, he had it go to the side. He kind of pushed it off the rack. He forced it over.
That's correct. Oh, he is not happy about this miss.
No, he jumps balls very, very
Yeah.
well to miss that.
Yeah.
It's that.
No, he knew
Look
how-
at this 10
Oh,
ball.
wow, look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
wow.
Not what
I'll tell you
want.
what, that was a massive mistake because that was an opportunity to tie 2.
10 ball
And
行く
now
の
with
か。
this 10 ball being pocketed, Omar just went on the hill
Yeah, Omar does nothing
by
but
the
say,
score 3-1.
say hello.
ああ、
and
厳し
break time.
い。 あれ、しのちゃん来てた。気づかんかった。もう負けそうだわ。
Omar Al-Shaheen to break the balls, leading 3-1 in the second set. He's already won the first set, 4-3. If he can capitalize on this rack, it's over. Oi needs 3 racks. He was
break.
close to this situation on his last match here.
このブレイクを決められたらもう終わり
2
です。
racks, and he broke and ran both of them. And he was
He
down
made
3
the one
racks.
in the side, dead
決まっ
straight.
てないんじゃないか、これは。
Oh my, look at, well, never mind. It just got out of danger. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, look at
決まったか、これ。
this 2 ball, and if the 10 ball gets in front of the pocket, the cue ball's
これ
coming
どうすん
towards
だ
it.
ろう。10番行くの
Yeah,
か
I
な。
mean, the only shot that
Yeah.
Naoki has now is if Omar just doesn't run out, you know?
Yeah, he needs a mistake or
いや、まあ2番直接行くか。
failed position shot.
なんか決まったっぽいぞ、これ。
Let me see, I can't. Oh, yeah, he has
He
enough.
looks, yeah, he's got, he's,
これは
he's just right. He
He's not
goes
bad.
up
入れられ
towards
た。
the 6 right for the 4. Oh, straight back.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, a 7 is set up perfectly for the 8. The 8 is set up perfectly to come down for the 9 with no problems. No chance of running into the 10.
Yeah, that
It's
break,
like, you know,
that break just put everything in play. And I mean, into
ミスる要素あるか、
roadmap
これ。
out of it.
Mm-hmm.
これが、あ、おう
Wow.
Yeah,
That was a little close there. Right?
that was actually the key shot. Of the
もう
rack.
無理じゃねえか、これ。
That's why he almost
あと全部穴前なんだから。
overran the cue ball.
7入れて、
Oh my.
8入れて、終わっ
This
た
will
な。
send Oi. This is a third round winners match, so this will send Oi.
全体的
and
に
he
ついてな
needs
かっ
to
た
win
な。
one game on the one loss side.
てか
One
相手が
match,
ついてた
I'm
な。
sorry. To get into that
あ、
final
でもうまいよ
16,
な。
Omar will be
これ
into
ちょっと
the
変
final
な、
16.
変な振りに見えるけど。
Makes these last 3 balls. And at the final
出るのか？
16, it becomes single
あ、
elimination.
全然大丈夫。
And
全
there's a
然大丈夫
replay.
でした。
So what your bracket says is not going to happen.
Yeah.
It goes down to the final stage.
負けた
It's all
Break
she
and run.
wrote.
Great match. We'll be back.
お疲れ様でした。